In the dim light of a Petersburg evening, Dmitri Mendeleev sat hunched over his desk, papers strewn about like fallen leaves, each one bearing his scrawled notes and half-formed ideas. The air was thick with the scent of ink and the faint aroma of the tea that had long gone cold. Mendeleev was a man consumed by his work, a relentless seeker of patterns in the chaos of the natural world. He was driven by an insatiable curiosity, a desire to understand the very fabric of the elements that made up the universe. That night, as the clock struck the late-back hour, fatigue began to weigh heavily upon him. His eyelids grew heavy, and despite his best efforts to focus on the task at hand, sleep crept upon him like a thief in the night. The flickering candlelight cast long shadows across the room, and soon, the world around him dissolved into a tapestry of dreams. In this otherworldly realm, Mendeleev found himself standing in a vast, ethereal landscape. The sky shimmered with colors he had never seen, hues that danced and twirled like the elements he so passionately studied. Before him lay a colossal table, its surface glimmering with an otherworldly light. It was not an ordinary table. It was a grand assembly of elements, each one represented by a unique symbol, arranged in a way that felt both familiar and profoundly new. As he approached this magnificent table, Mendeleev felt an inexplicable pull, as if the very essence of the universe beckoned him closer. The elements were alive, swirling in a cosmic dance, each one whispering secrets of their properties and relationships to one another. Hydrogen bubbled with youthful energy, while heavier elements, like gold and lead, stood stoically, their weightiness a testament to their history. In this dream, Mendeleev was not merely an observer, he was an active participant in this cosmic gathering. He reached out to touch the table, and as his fingers brushed its surface, he felt a surge of understanding wash over him. The elements began to rearrange themselves, forming patterns that echoed the laws of nature. He saw groups of elements align, their similarities and differences laid bare before him, as if the universe were revealing its hidden order. Mendeleev's mind raced as he grasped the significance of what he was witnessing. The dream unfolded like a symphony, with each element playing its part in a grand orchestration. He saw the noble gases, serene and unreactive, standing apart from the more volatile elements. Alkali metals danced with exuberance, their reactivity a stark contrast to the stability of the transition metals. The dream revealed a hierarchy among the elements, a structure that mirrored the very fabric of reality. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the dreamscape, deep and resonant, as if it emanated from the core of the earth itself. You must organize them, Dmitri. The elements belong together, united by their properties and destinies. They are waiting for you to give them order. The words reverberated within him, igniting a flame of inspiration that surged through his veins. Mendeleev felt a rush of clarity, a vision of the periodic table forming in his mind's eye. He saw how the elements could be categorized based on their atomic weights and chemical properties. He envisioned a grid, a matrix that would allow scientists to predict the characteristics of undiscovered elements, a tool that would unlock the secrets of chemistry for generations to come. As the dream progressed, Mendeleev found himself scribbling furiously in the air, tracing the outlines of the table with his fingers. The elements danced around him, their symbols swirling like leaves caught in a whirlwind. He could hear the faint sound of laughter, the elements celebrating their newfound identity, their relationships now illuminated in a way that had never been possible before. But just as the vision reached its zenith, the landscape began to fade, the colors swirling into a vortex of light. Panic surged within him as he realized that he was on the brink of awakening. "No, I must remember," he cried out, but the dream slipped through his fingers like grains of sand. In a final burst of clarity, he grasped the essence of the table, the relationships and patterns that had revealed themselves to him. With a jolt, Mendeleev awoke at his desk, the candle flickering low, casting shadows across the room. The dream lingered in his mind like a haunting melody, vivid and insistent. He leapt to his feet, his heart racing with excitement. Grabbing a fresh sheet of paper, he began to sketch furiously, the symbols and arrangements flowing from his mind to the page as if they had been waiting for this moment. The hours slipped by as he worked, the early morning light creeping through the window, illuminating the chaotic remnants of his night's labor. By the time the sun rose over Petersburg, Mendeleev had transformed the remnants of his dream into a tangible creation, the first draft of the periodic table. It was a masterpiece of organization, a visual representation of the relationships among the elements that had eluded scientists for centuries. As the days turned into weeks, Mendeleev continued to refine his work, presenting his findings to the scientific community with a fervor that was infectious. The periodic table, born from a strange dream, quickly garnered attention, sparking debates and discussions among chemists worldwide. It was revolutionary, a framework that would guide future discoveries and deepen humanity's understanding of the natural world. Years later, as Mendeleev looked back on that fateful night, he marveled at how a simple dream had changed the course of science. The periodic table was more than just a chart. It was a testament to the power of imagination, the ability to see beyond the surface and uncover the hidden connections that bind the universe together. And in that moment, he understood that sometimes the most profound revelations come not from the waking world, but from the depths of our dreams.